Hey everybody, and welcome to the Less Worse podcast. My name is Jerry, and today I'm joined by my good friend.
I'm
Akil Akbar here, and today we were gonna talk about movies. And since we got such a smooth start, why don't you go ahead and jump us off on that?
Well, I remember you were like so eager to talk about
talk about my favorite feel-good hit of the summer. Right?
Yeah.
Last night for the first time, I decided to watch Schindler's List for easily the best reason anyone would ever want to watch that movie. There is a Louis C.K. bit where he talks about the girl in the first 20 minutes of a 3-hour fucking movie. By the way, that movie is depressing from start to finish. If you've not seen it and you value your feelings, don't. But so basically, there's just a girl at the beginning who's just shouting, "Bye Jews! Bye Jews!" Just shouting it, and she's sort of mean about it too. Like it cuts a little bit worse than the entire situation normally would. But
After that happened, were you just like not expecting the rest of the movie to be so depressing?
No, I knew exactly what I was walking into. Well, not exactly. I mean, it was more. I don't know. Some parts were like more of a bummer, and some were less of a bummer than I thought they would be. But it's a movie about the Holocaust. How fucking
right.
It's not Hogan's Heroes, so it's not going to be that great.
Life is beautiful type thing.
Yeah, no, it was it was no Hogan's Heroes. I'll tell you that. But yeah, so basically, that was what his bit was about. He was like, I know how movies work, and I just wanted to. There's a tape somewhere, is what Louis C.K. said. He was like, there's a tape somewhere with like 50 little girls on it just shouting, "Bye Jews." And this little girl, like her mom got her ready for it, and she was just like, "Bye Jews! Bye Jews! Bye Jews!" And just like, then she got the part. Because she nailed it. Which, I think we should be worried about, but
it's probably like Hitler's dream.
I know, right? It's like, wow, she's so good at that.
Just go through and find the box of those tapes.
Yeah, she is like the epitome of the what's it called? Propaganda machine that he wanted to build. But so I watched the movie. It was very depressing. There were some parts in it that were kind of like, oh my God, hope. But we all knew how it went. And I didn't know how the movie was going to end, because I've never heard of, I think it was Oskar Schindler, but he was a great, great man who was kind of in it at first for the money. He was like, oh, I can get Jews as slave labor? Kick ass.
Right.
And then he's kind of saw they were people. Surprise, But then he came to like grow close to them, and he made a list of people that he wanted to save, and that actually was like an actual list that was made. It was pretty true to from what I read, because I did read about it throughout the whole thing. It was pretty true to life, which was interesting.
Now,
oh my God,
I'm a history major, but I just somehow avoided World War II. Did he actually get to save these people?
Yeah, no, okay. So spoilers.
I mean, not
too late. Yeah. The Holocaust ended. The World War II ended. Spoilers.
It did?
Yeah, I know, right? I've been hating Germans this whole time,
right, yeah.
But, I guess, spoiler alert, it ends.
Right.
And so basically, he makes all these people work in his factory. And the part that I was talking about where it's like, oh my God, hope, there was one part where like there's a train full
Obama got elected.
Yeah, Obama got elected, and it was just way better for it.
Yeah.
The world, I mean. World War II ended, it was Obama was like, I got this, and World War II ended, it was great.
1945.
Yeah, right when that would have happened.
First black president before the Civil Rights Act.
Yeah,
Yeah.
But anyway, so the part that gave me hope, that made me go like, oh my God, like they must have felt so relieved. And I don't know if this actually happened or not, but this part of the movie was very powerful. There's a scene where there's two trains. They load the men and the women and all the corresponding genders of children onto these two trains, and they send them. They're supposed to be routed to Auschwitz, but he pays to have them rerouted to Czechoslovakia, where he's running a ceramics factory, and like he's helping build like war machines and things like that. And so, or not war machines, but like bullet casings and little shit that needs to be machined. Mm-hmm. So they go there. The men's train makes it just fine. The women's train, they forget to reroute it. It's a paperwork error. And they get sent to Auschwitz, which is about as daunting and terrifying as... I mean, Spielberg did a great job with making it seem like it was a hopeless place, because it was.
Yeah.
And so they get sent there, and they get put... Like, they're stripped naked in the cold, which is very unsexy, by the way.
I would imagine.
Yeah, it's a Holocaust movie, so it's not particularly like, ooh, titillating.
It wasn't Schindler's Fist.
No. Which, by the way, I had to come to terms with the fact, like, after seeing that movie, I was so, like, I was on the verge of tears almost the entire time. It was a very upsetting and moving movie. It was a good movie, and it was about something that actually happened that we should never, ever, ever forget. There's no joke there. It was fucking great movie about a terrible, terrible thing. And then I had to come to terms with the fact that Schindler's Fist is a real thing that really exists. It is? I'm pretty sure. I don't know. Let's Google it. let's Google, because I think it is. I've heard of it. I would love to find out if that. I would love to find out if that's a joke. So it's not a joke, it doesn't look like.
Wow. It's an actual thing.
Yeah, it's on IMDb. Schindler's Fist.
It can't be like...
a porn movie set during Nazi rule called Schindler's Fist. It's on IMDb. Let's see. Let me just read about it. But anyway, so let me get to the end. Basically, they get sent to Auschwitz, and there's a scene where they're stripped naked, run through the cold, and they're put into the showers, which, as you know, were often just like, they're like, oh, we're going to delouse you, and then they just gas them and throw away their dead naked bodies, which is fucking terrible. But it turns out, like, they're all standing under there, the lights go out, and they're all screaming and terrified. Like, it looks like a chicken farm, like what you hear about today with modern chicken farms. Like, they're all just herded into a room and they're fucking slaughtered by the fucking hundreds. Mm-hmm. That was what it looked like in that movie. And then water comes raining out of the shower heads instead of gas. So it was like, oh my God. That I held my breath. I don't think I breathed for almost a minute and a half. I was just like, fuck. The entire time. I was just, it was upsetting. But anyway.
I love how, like, a joke led you to watch it, and then it, like, fucked up your whole day.
Yeah, well, it wasn't a joke didn't lead me to watch it. I've always wanted to watch it, but Louis C.K. reminded me that it existed.
Right.
And then when it was over, I came out, and I came out of the room I was watching it in, and my roommates were all home, and they all asked me, because they're just terrible people. They were like, so how is that a completely fictional movie? Implying that the Holocaust didn't happen. And I couldn't, I don't know, man. I spent an eighth of my day being fucking depressed watching a sad ass movie.
But it didn't happen though.
And then I was just beset on all sides by, like, Holocaust jokes.
Right.
It was not what I expected. I expected them to be like, oh man, that's really a bummer. But I guess they haven't seen the movie. Either they have and they have no souls, or they just haven't seen it. But
it's like one of those like super serious. It's like watching Passion of the Christ. It would probably give you the same kind of like mood after watching it. It's like, oh man.
Yeah, it's like, man, that is the saddest thing that never happened. No, historically, there's evidence of both of those things. Whether or not he's like, he's the end all be all. Hey, that's God. That's up to you to decide. But
disclaimer: we're not idiots.
Yeah, yeah. Like both of those things happened.
Yeah.
But yeah, no. Man, Schindler's List is a bummer.
Is that your official review of the movie?
That is my official review of Schindler's List. Bummer. 9 out of 10.
Yeah.
So that
That's
was
the only way it would have gotten a 10 if it had more like slapstick comedy.
Yeah, I mean, if Charlie Chaplin had been Hitler, I would have watched the shit out of that. Like, hey guys, lighten up maybe once every hour.
Lighten up.
It was a good movie and it made me sad, but I mean, I'm not trying to act like the only way to get past anything serious and sad is to joke about it, but it makes me feel better to laugh. And if we're going to discuss it, I don't want to relive it.
Right.
Now I can't imagine how someone who actually went through it feels.
You know, there's like some old man in like Minnesota, Poland. They're like, yeah, he's a Nazi. You need to extradite him so we can like punish him and everything.
Yeah.
Like that.
Like now?
Yeah, now.
Like in 2017?
Yeah.
Holy shit, dude.
He's like, isn't old age pretty much kicking his ass?
Yeah, probably. I mean, I at the end of the movie, after like the actual movie is over, there's actual real live footage of all the actors who played the survivors, the people who worked in the factories, with the actual people who worked in the factories.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. Yeah, some of these people are actually still alive. And I know a lot of them are like children, or were children at the time, and they would go up with the child that played them in the movie, and they'd be in like their 60s, and it was very powerful. That part, I shed tears. I was just like, holy shit, dude, that's hard. Because there was also people who like, they would like walk by, and it would, like there would be a couple in the movie, right? And they'd walk by and there'd only be one of them, and I was like, oh, dude,
Yeah.
that's a bummeroo. So yeah, Schindler's List was a bummer.
Yeah.
9 out of 10 could have used more jokes.
Just having improvs and like stand-up comedy in the middle.
Yeah, I mean, it would have benefited a little bit from Louis C.K. I gotta say. But no, I mean, I hate to joke about something so like tragic and terrible, but I heard enough. I don't need to be sad about a movie for 2 weeks. It'll fucking tear me up. But anyway,
welcome to Chandler's List podcast.
Yeah. Schindler's List 2, Electric Boogaloo.
It's a Soul Train line.
Is it? All right. So, what movies have you seen lately that are good? Let's please not talk about anything so inflammatory.
Right.
Say fucking Cars 2 or anything.
Yeah. I saw Logan.
Oh God. Yeah, me too.
That was I didn't see the other Wolverine movies, but just watching it, I was like, this shouldn't be so gory.
Yeah, I didn't either. I didn't see the others
that.
either, but I did see that one, and man, yeah. In the first like hour, or no, not in the first hour. In the first like 10 minutes,
Mexico.
he was just in the first like 10 minutes, I hear the fuck word, and I'm just like, he says fuck, and then he stabs someone in the jaw in the first 5 minutes, and I'm just like, whoa.
Yeah.
He tore someone's face off.
I was expecting like good, wholesome comic book movie.
Yeah, no, we did not get that. We got Old Man Logan.
Oh yeah.
We got gritty Old Man Logan.
It was good though. I like that. It's kind of like, it's interesting seeing like going from like the young, like energetic, almost invincible Logan to seeing him like old and aging. It's like a Beowulf kind of thing.
I don't know. I've seen a lot of movies lately where it's like, I mean, no one wants to see a movie where the protagonist has zero problems, because that's not a movie.
Right,
That's just fucking. But like, oh yeah, I got in a giant robot and everything went great.
I don't like what like DC, they already try to be more like gritty. I'm not wanting them to make like R-rated movies.
Oh, okay, but you think about like the last Batman movie, Arkham. No, not that's the games.
Batman versus Superman.
No. Well, not
or like the last one
trilogy.
he was in, or the last one.
The last one in that trilogy.
Dark Knight Rises.
Yes, thank you. Okay, so in the Dark Knight Rises, like Bane breaks his back and shit, and he's put in a prison, and he's constantly like, he's barely even Batman for 20 minutes. So it's like, I don't want to see a superhero movie where it's like, they've lost all their powers and they're shitty now. But I did really enjoy Logan, because it kind of put it on its head. Like, he's still super tough. Mm-hmm. He's just not invincible now.
Yeah.
Because he has more to lose at this point. He has a daughter. He can die. He's trying to save Charles Xavier and Albino Man. I don't remember what his name was. But they kill all those people.
Catamount something. I don't know. But yeah.
Katamari Damacy.
Katamari Damacy. All they want to do is make planets.
Yeah, all they want to do is roll shit up together.
Sniff out mutants and make planets.
I never played Katamari either.
But yeah, I think a lot of the issues with superhero movies is it's like, they're going to win.
Yeah.
So.
And he didn't. He died. Spoilers.
But yeah, it was just like...
I already said that.
Yeah.
I said that a little bit ago.
Oh, did you?
Yeah,
okay.
But... Sorry, what?
No. Now, just going back... I wasn't expecting his death to be, like, so, like... He got fucked up.
Yeah. Yeah. Like, give him a minute. Like, it's not like he was just, like, suddenly... Like, his head was smashed and he died. Right. He got the whole, like, lying there held in somebody's arms, had a final monologue thing, but... Yeah, he got way more thrashed than I thought he was gonna. I thought he was gonna, like, totally prevail and then be, like, too weak to go on.
I was expecting more from, like, the serum thing they gave him.
Yeah.
Whereas, like, this will make you feel better. And it lasted for, like, a jog through the woods.
Yeah, it's like, yeah, I'm gonna down all of this because I don't want to just hold it.
Right.
I want to hold it. He had a vial of green shit that was like a mutagen or something. It made him... It basically...
It was like the secret stuff from Space Jam.
Yeah, and he got that, and then he discovered that what he needed was within him all along, because when he finally got to fight the evil Wolverine clone, which, that's another trope that was a little disappointing, but after he got done fighting Hugh Jackman 2 Electric Boogaloo, then he just, like, he didn't have... When he was doing that, he didn't have the serum in him anymore. It wasn't working.
Yeah.
It was no longer, like, functional. Because they told him, like, hey, take a little bit at a time and you'll live. And he was like, I'm just gonna down this shit, jog through the woods as fast as I can, and then, go ape shit on shit, and I'm just gonna have it wear off right when I need it.
What I was disappointed about, the main guy with the metal arm, I forget his name, not the main bad guy, but like the main henchman.
Oh no, he was the main bad guy because he was in the. I mean, he was
like
throughout
the
the
scientist guy was the one.
Yeah, but he was like, I'm big bad, have money. But then the main bad guy they actually had to fight was the I don't know his name either, but he was the guy with the metal arm. Yeah,
I wasn't satisfied with his death.
How did he die? I forget.
A cocoon.
A what?
All the kids just surrounded.
Oh, that's right. They're like,
I was magic hands.
You know what's lame too is I expected the entire time. It's like, oh man, they're gonna get all these kids together and they're all gonna just fight. There's gonna be a huge fucking mutant fight. It's gonna look amazing. And that was the only time they used their powers in tandem. Yeah. Other than that, they all just decided like, oh, I'm just gonna use my powers, when it suits me. And not when it could save me.
Because like you see, Laura, I think was her name, X-23.
Yeah.
She's like she's killing dudes.
Yeah, she's all over the place.
And then her classmates, her
pals, her school friends,
right? Her fellow be experimented on partners.
Her fellow science projects.
They were useful for 15 seconds
at a time. Yeah, each. I guess
then it was just they got rounded up like Ape Escape.
Yeah,
so just
it's like, oh man, I can only use my powers for 15 seconds a day.
Right. It's like, why is she so badass? But like all these other, that one girl.
They all were raised together.
Right. That one girl had ice powers. She froze the dude and broke his arm. It's more of that.
And then someone else caught her and she's like, I don't know what to do.
Yeah. It's useless all of a sudden.
Yeah. It's I have no idea what tools I have at my disposal at the moment.
How did they make it and they suck, but X-23, who's badass, couldn't make it?
Yeah. I don't know, man. I don't know.
I love how the bad guys are doing evil shit, but oh man, as soon as they get to Canada, we can't chase them anymore.
Yeah, that's an international border, and that's illegal. Right. Yeah, I was wondering about that. The whole movie is after we get to the border, they can't chase. I was like, there must be someone waiting for them on the other side. But as soon as they finish everybody, bury Wolverine, and go, the movie ends. You don't know. There's nothing after the credits. They just go. And so it's is there someone waiting for them on the other side? I know there is. You hear the radio transmission, but it's just What's waiting for them? Like, is there a helicopter with a huge fucking container under it waiting to scoop them up and just fly them off to God knows where?
They just say
and
base.
It's like base. You can't tag me now.
It's like
and the henchmen are like, damn it, they have base.
It's like, what if like they made it and just like the guys, Wolverine somehow just didn't save them, and they make it through the border of Canada, but they just literally have to stop chasing them.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. Like, it's just what would have happened? Like, because I really got to wonder, like, what were they thinking would happen? Like, oh, well, we made it, within 10 miles of the border. They can't chase us now. Like,
wouldn't it be a thing where, like, if there's no Mounties, I guess, watching to make sure, like, couldn't they just, like, step, like, 15?
Like, what the fuck is that, eh?
Like, couldn't the bad guys or whatever, just, like, they catch them right near the border of Canada and just drag them back? And, like, there's no one watching to make sure they made it.
It's like, but that's cheating!
Right. I don't know. It's like, y'all already, like, kidnapped, basically, the guy who could sniff out the mutants. That didn't seem, like, lawful.
Yeah. Yeah, that didn't seem...
It's like
super...
when y'all murdered a whole house of people, like the people who had the ranch.
Yeah.
It's like, so that's okay. Like, the U.S. government is okay with that.
Yeah, that's fine.
But
just, I mean, that's on American soil. That's fine.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's just drone strike this fucking farmhouse.
Let's
let this experimental weapon man rampage through this house.
They wiped out a whole
generation of a family.
It's just like
that family's bloodline is gone.
Right.
Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah.
But God forbid you do that on Canadian soil. We're Americans.
I need like the Prime Minister of Canada to like explain the rules.
Yeah. He'll be on next week's podcast.
All right, cool. Justin Trudeau. Yeah. It was in 2929, so unless he gets elected, like...
What's that?
The movie was in the future.
Oh, yeah. No, not 2920. It was 2029.
Oh,
I saw very few... Right. All of their cars still had four wheels, so it was not 2929.
I don't know.
I'm going to be super disappointed if in, like, 70 years, all of our cars still have wheels. Because, like, we don't have any like hover technology or anything
back in like the 60s.
No. I'm talking about real life. Hold on, just wait. I'm gonna be really disappointed if in like 50 years there's not even like a working prototype of hover technology. Like all of our cars still have wheels. There's nothing that can just like people are talking about the hoverboards. That's just a Segway with no fucking handlebars.
Yeah,
stupid.
I was so disappointed.
Yeah, whenever they invented hoverboards, it's like, oh, they did. Not really, no.
It's just like a shitty skateboard.
Yeah, it really is, and it goes forward instead of like sideways. So if you have to go, if you have to go through like a narrow space, you can't. So it's basically a worse skateboard. How
quickly did that fad die out?
Not fast enough.
I haven't seen one.
It should have died in the R&D stage, but it didn't. Well, you don't see them because you live in a neighborhood full of old people and don't have money for yourself.
I just want to see people breaking their hips. Just trying to relive their youth on like these hoverboard.
Check out how sick this is! Yeah. They run over their own heads on their hoverboards.
Anything towards like, I just love how if you lean forward just like a degree too much, you like just lose your shit.
Yeah, you fucking gone. Yeah. Anyway, sorry, you said there's a movie, what?
Oh yeah, there was like some old documentary in the 60s where like they predicted like email and everything. So it's just like, I'm wondering like if they could predict that and it ends up like they predicted like online shopping and everything. I forget the name of the thing, but it was just like it all pretty much turned out like more or less when they predicted it would happen, it happened.
Wow.
So it's just like, I don't know if like when people talk about the future now, I don't know if just like how much of it is just our imaginations running wild or like if like we're actually going to call it. You know what I mean?
No,
because I also think that like I have smartphones and I was like
more than one
smartphone. I've had smartphones.
Okay, there you go.
And it's like I'm like the last generation to where like before we just had that technology, and it's like they're still kind of shitty.
Yeah, and they were at that time they were just like, this is as good as it gets. Mm-hmm. Look at my Nokia, it's fucking amazing.
So it's like I don't know. Would a car with no wheels really be that much of an upgrade?
It would, because it'd be, well, okay. So
like,
I was about to say it'd be one less thing you have to replace that can wear down, but imagine how much it would cost. Like, oh man, one of my hover panels is busted.
Because I like
a rock hit it. Now it's going to cost me $30,000 instead of 40.
I think like the next thing where it's like the driverless cars, to where like I don't know. Maybe I'm just stupid, but I don't know how people fuck up driving straight on a highway. So it's like, if we have hoverboards, we're still gonna have human error, to where it's like, it would make it shitty because we're shitty.
Yeah. Okay.
So, I don't know.
No, I see your point. Yeah, I think self-driving cars is probably the next step, because it's like your own personal Uber. You don't have to pay for past the initial. It's like any other car. After you buy it, it's yours.
Right.
So it's like your own personal Uber.
I guess.
And whenever you get fucking completely wasted, it can drive you wherever you want, and it'll stop people from drunk driving, I hope.
I don't know. There's gonna be like that period of time. There's gonna be 5 years where it goes tits up. Where it's just like, it isn't working the way they were expecting, and there's just like death, and
yeah.
there's gonna be like the hoverboard lane, to where it's just this chaos until they work it out, and then like normal traffic.
Yeah,
where it's still chaos, but like
I mean, it's still I-35. It's still chaos, but
I'm wondering, is Texas ever gonna stop construction? Like, they've been working on like the same.
Oh my god,
highways.
we sound old, dude. Since we've been born, yes, and we're in our 20s.
It's like, it's so crazy. It's like, I don't think it's possible to finish a construction project.
Based on zero experience, but a lot of visual evidence in places that I've lived, I think you're right. because I have worked in construction, but I was just a fire alarm guy. I saw buildings get built. But road construction, yeah, I mean, people fucking always drive on it, so it's never done.
Like, I remember when you used to live in like Denton.
Mm-hmm.
I was bringing over. I had so much weed in the car because we were gonna. We were gonna smoke, and it was just like, I've gotten tickets. Oh, the only tickets I've gotten were in like construction zones, because like, I guess I just missed the sign where it's like, go this slow.
Yeah, go 30 on a highway.
It's just, anytime I'm driving through construction, I'm so paranoid. It's like, I'm fucking up some kind of way. It's like, I don't want to get pulled over and like go to jail over like the dumbest thing.
You were going 45 and a 40. Do you understand that?
I got a ticket for going 35 and a 30, and it's like, just let me live.
Yeah, I know. Oh, yeah, no, I've been there too. How'd we get here?
Logan.
So yeah, 2029 is coming,
right?
And Wolverine's gonna finally be dead.
I'm disappointed, and if Chrysler, which was like the limo he was driving,
yeah,
if that's what they think, if just like 12 years from now, if that's as good as they're gonna get, just go bankrupt. Just quit. Nothing about that car is like futuristic cool. It's just like they could release that car tomorrow and be like, all right.
Yeah, it's like, wow, we already had all this technology. It's amazing that you decided to put all of it together.
Or maybe he was like a poor cab driver. Maybe he just had a shitty Chrysler.
Yeah, but it looked brand new before it got riddled with bullets. Yeah, so, probably.
I don't
know. Okay. What's another movie?
I saw Get Out. Did you see that one?
No, what is that?
It was like the one. I guess it made 100 million, so I guess I'm not spoiling it to anyone because everyone's seen it, I guess.
Fucking spoil it for me. I don't know. I don't know that I've heard of it. What is it?
It was like, this dude is dating a black dude. He's dating,
okay, I know exactly what movie you're talking about. I have not seen it, but go ahead.
He's dating like a white girl. The end. No,
yeah, it's a horror film.
It's a horror film.
It actually is a horror film.
There's a movie called My Baby Is Black. It literally
when did they make that movie? I remember talking about this.
It was a while ago, to where like it was a horror movie, and it was just like it makes sense that like people were afraid of that happening.
Yeah, it was made in the racist, intolerant heyday of 2004.
And like interracial relationships were actually like scary.
What was it like? It was like 1950.
It had to have been.
Well, let's look it up. But I've heard of that one.
Someone had to pitch that movie, which is like hilarious.
Well, at the time, it wouldn't have been hard. If you tried to do it today, it'd be like, it's 1961.
Okay.
That is, I mean, and that also, I think, was
anything before
was
like
a horror
1970, movie. I'm just like, I'm iffy about it. And even then, I'm like, iffy about it.
It was an exploitation drama, which I think they've used exploitation as like a phrase for Saw.
It was
so it was a horror movie.
Like exploitation movies were basically just like any culturally just like taboo thing. They would make a movie about it. Yeah. But
like Cannibal Holocaust and stuff like that.
I don't want to say I need to see it. There's no reason why I need to see it. But I've heard so much about it to where I want to see it.
Yeah, me too. But I haven't seen it either. But I just know that's a very famous exploitation film.
I've heard it's so I don't like gore. I guess I saw Logan, but like that's not like gore. Like there's like Saw gore, where like that's still even not like gore. Like remember when we saw like Begotten?
Yeah. Oh my god, dude.
It's gory
Which,
for no reason.
by the way, is it's a black and white silent film about God disemboweling himself.
I'm sure because we read the reviews after we saw it, and like there was that one woman who was like, "It's an amazing movie."
Yeah, it is the most artistically sound vision of our time.
I'm sure if I sat down and if I just changed my major to film and just learned a bunch of like techie terms about like what makes film great,
you could vomit them into a review for Begotten as well.
But like I have to sit through Begotten and pretend like it's not just foul.
Yeah, but I mean, okay, so because we're gonna get pretty blue here for a second. Mm-hmm. So this movie, basically, God disembowels himself, which may be a pretty inflammatory statement to several people. I know I can't say it to my mom.
Right.
So God disembowels himself in the opening minutes of the movie, and then someone jerks him off his dead body, and then does something with it. I don't know. Gets themselves pregnant.
She like rubbed his semen into her bush.
Yeah.
It wasn't even like her.
Yeah, like
bush.
not up in it.
Yeah.
But just in her hair, and decided that was how pregnancy occurs.
Because
what's the phrase? Conception occurs. Which that was anything but an immaculate, so that was ironic. But yeah, and then that's about where we stopped, I think.
No, we saw the whole thing. It's just like
did we?
It's what happened. I can't speak for you, but what happened to me is I saw the beginning was so ridiculous. Where it's just like I couldn't register anything else.
I don't remember anything after that either. But I mean I know we sat there for probably about an hour.
I remember she gave birth, and it was like some weird gyratey bald dude, and then he just went and wandered in a field.
Yeah.
And then people came and took him.
That's right.
And I don't know what happened. I saw it.
Yeah.
Like I'm looking at the movie.
Couldn't register the events as actual events.
I haven't seen anything to where it's just like any movie is just like, all right, I've seen stuff like this before, so I know what's happening. Mm-hmm. With Begotten, it's just like, I didn't know any of this happened.
There's no parallel concepts that I can apply to make this context, contextually sound. No, I remember. And this movie is called Begotten for anyone who ever wants to go see it, but my advice to you is just not to.
It's just like if God was like, I guess he wasn't a runaway dad because he killed himself.
Yeah.
Like, what I want to know is, like, was this woman just waiting?
Well, I mean, it's not like he like, banged somebody and then killed himself.
Yeah,
he just did it.
He disemboweled himself.
Yeah.
And then
someone came along, found him, and was like, hey, I've got an idea.
Which, like, I didn't study anatomy, but wouldn't all your, like, pipes just stop working?
I mean, if you squeeze hard enough, anything can happen. I don't know. I don't know. I don't want to talk about that movie anymore. I don't know.
So Get Out.
Yeah, Get Out is probably all right. Hold on.
It's not like Begotten.
Where we go? Begotten, my baby is black. Saw, Get Out. Let me know. Okay, let's go.
I was watching Get Out, which is
let's get out of Begotten get into Get Out.
Yeah. This black dude's dating a white girl, and it's like, I know. I was already appalled. No,
so quick thing. Akila's black, and I am white.
I went to prom with a white girl.
Yeah. So the very idea that
the movie was basically the story of my life. No,
yeah.
No, but
white parents are weird, is what Akila's saying.
Basically, no. Jerry's white. No, just kidding. But yeah, but. Get Out is basically a black guy is dating a white girl and they do a podcast. No, but
I was about to ask, is like Get Out his sassy catchphrase?
Yeah.
How stereotypically terrible is this movie? Get out!
Get out of town. But he goes to visit.
What you talking about?
She takes him to meet her parents, and they're like, "Get out!" And then he does, and the movie's over. No, but it's like.
All right, hold on. Let's settle ourselves.
All right.
Tell the plot of the movie as it happened.
All right, get out. All right. So it's a black dude dating a white girl, and she's just like, she shows up to his apartment, and they're getting ready to pack to go and visit her parents. One of them's like a neurosurgeon, and one's a psychologist, therapist, whatever. And he goes like, "Are you sure your parents aren't gonna mind me being black?" He's like, "No, it's fine." My dad.
I know my parents, and they're not racist,
right? And like they go, and he meets him, and like her dad's like overly nice, and is like, "I would have voted for Obama a third term," which like
did he say that? Is that a real line?
Yeah, which like
Dude.
First off, Teddy Roosevelt, you can't do that.
Yeah,
we have a constitution.
Yeah. No, that's FDR.
Was it
dummy? Yeah, World War II. Teddy Roosevelt was like 1800s.
Teddy came after. Didn't he? I don't know.
Theodore Roosevelt was a...
Because I remember they called Teddy a monarch.
That's just because he was an asshole.
He wasn't an asshole. He meant well.
Okay, hold on. I know I'm right. No? Hold on. Okay, hold on. TR was president from 1901 to 1909. And then FDR was president from 1933 to 1945.
I swear Teddy was like the 3-term one. Where like he would have done it. Or like he was the last one that did it.
Well, no. It would be FDR because he was president for
the big fat one that said bully all the time.
That was TR. He was a Rough Rider and he only did 2 terms.
Oh.
Yeah. I mean, it's easy to mix them up. I mean, clearly. He was president from September 14th, 1901 to March 4th, 1909.
Oh.
So that's 8 years. He had 2 terms, but he was a Rough Rider.
Okay.
And he was the big stick guy.
Right.
Anyway.
I don't know, my Roosevelt's I got them mixed up.
Yeah. So,
anyway,
Eleanor Roosevelt, the president, the 45th president of the United States.
That's the plot of Get Out. But
damn it, no. We got all off track for that.
Right. That's why I switched from history because like I can't remember all the names.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, but anyway, it's just like they go and he's like, "I would have voted for Obama a 3rd term."
Okay.
And it was like, all right, he's over.
FDR, you can't do that.
Right, FDR can't do that. Yeah, but it was like fucking, and it was just them being weird. He was like, he started noticing they had like black servants, like a yard landscape person and like a maid. They were black. He's like, I know how it looks, but we're not like that. And then it basically just ended up middle. It was basically just like
it was exposition and character development. Fuck that.
It was basically just like a modern day like slave thing where like they would send their daughter to like recruit black people to bring them over to visit, and then like
that's what I've always suspected. Right. Haven't you?
And then like the mom would like hypnotize them, and like the dad would like transplant their brain. They would switch brains with like them the highest, and then they would whatever.
That seems a little more complicated than it needs to be.
Yeah. But it was good. It just I didn't understand the neuroscience because like first off that I don't think that's how neuroscience works. Whereas you just switch brains and it's just you're that person.
Yeah, it's cool now. Well, if it did work that way, do you know how many rich people would just buy poor people?
Well, I mean, obviously it's obviously it's the Captain Ginyu thing.
What?
Dragon Ball Z.
Oh god, I don't fucking care.
Alright. It was like he would do like his magic switching ki jutsu thing and it would be in their body. But like anyway, he was like the black dude the black dude in that movie because she had done this before. There was one funny thing where like
she'd done this before.
Yeah, because like after him, it was like there's this scene where she's sitting in a room after she revealed herself to be like, I don't know, evil or whatever.
Wait, did she feel bad about it?
No.
Oh, okay.
Because like her parents had been doing this.
Yeah, okay.
And like she was typing in like first off she was eating cereal in like the weirdest way ever. She had like a bowl of cereal and she would take like a handful of cereal and then drink a glass of milk.
Oh, that's just a white people thing.
Is it?
No.
I'm just kidding. I was like, I don't know. But
what was she doing in my house?
Right.
Did they film this movie at my house?
Like
do they know?
Right. Like a funny thing was like she was typing in like top NCAA prospects.
Really?
Yeah. I was like, that is the most funny thing.
That's a little racist. I'm not gonna lie. Like, what you're doing is racist, but that's a tiny microaggression that I just can't get over.
It was I couldn't get mad at it because it made sense.
Did it?
Yeah.
Did it?
Well, they were body snatching.
So you're saying in the context of the movie, it made sense.
Yeah, because like the guy.
Don't just say it wholesale makes sense because that's not true.
I mean, logically, no.
Yeah.
But like,
yeah. As a black man, I can say that this entire movie was completely realistic.
Right. Yeah. But no, because it made sense in that the guy who was like the black dude for that movie, the one that she was snatching, I don't know.
You made it sound like they like whitewashed the slaves that they had. Like,
basically.
Yeah, all of our black slaves, they're played by white actors, but we have one black dude who's playing.
It was all blackface, what made me super uncomfortable.
Yeah.
No, but he was a photographer, and the guy that bid on him was a blind art dealer. And like there was a scene in the movie
that is such a weird
yeah
combination. Like, I'm blind, I'm gonna deal art. It's like, oh yeah, this is totally the Mona Lisa. You can feel it, touch it. It's the Mona Lisa.
It was one of those things where like he was like, my assistant describes the paintings, and I'm just like, all right.
Like, then why aren't they doing it?
Yeah.
Why don't they just do it and fucking leave you out of the equation and let you rot?
It's like, because maybe it's just, wouldn't you fuck with people? If you're his eye person,
as his assistant, I absolutely feel like, oh yeah, that's totally the Mona Lisa.
It's amazing.
Yeah,
because his thing was like, she describes in great detail what's going on in the paintings, and it's like, yeah, but it's art though. Like, you have to see it to really appreciate it.
Like, it's not like she's reading you bedtime stories. Because
if someone explained Mona Lisa, is like, it's a eyebrowless bitch. No, I'm just kidding. It's an eyebrowless woman sitting half smirking, and it's whatever, I would be like, that's shitty, don't buy that.
Yeah. It sounds fucking terrible.
Yeah. But it's just like, but anyway, it was like, because there was a scene, they had like this garden party where she would bring, I guess, her crop.
Oh no, hold on, better yet, just like, it's like an eyebrowless woman, and I'm not even sure it's really done.
Right. I mean, it's done. It looks done.
I mean, in comparison to what we could do, sure, it looks done, but it wasn't.
It's just like, I guess you would say, if like I came up with like a stick figure with no eyebrows, half smirking, which she wouldn't just say like it's a half smirking woman.
Yeah, it's like, that sounds like the Mona Lisa. Buy it.
Do you think she would just be like, first off, this painting is done?
Yeah.
It's a completed painting.
Fair. It's complete with the exception of eyebrows.
Yeah. You think he would just be like, she was like, it's an eyebrowless woman. Yeah. He was like, this painting is a done.
Yeah, take a Sharpie and finish it for me, and then we'll sell it.
It's like that one woman that tried to like restore that portrait of Jesus.
Yes. Well, don't you know that's what Jesus really looked like?
I would buy that over the original just because it looks so like...
It's iconic now.
Yeah.
I had never heard of it before that.
Yeah.
Now I get to know exactly what it looked like. Or what it looks like now.
It looks like someone was really bad at watercolor. It was like...
Okay, what it reminded me of for the longest time is, you know how like kindergartners will take like their handprint and make a turkey out of it? Mm-hmm. It looks like she just like took her thumbprint and made that his face. and then did great artwork around it. That's what it looks like to me. But like, it just looks like... It also reminds me of like the smudge that Rafiki did across Simba's head.
What I love about it is just like
who you
knowing that like that was her one chance.
Yeah.
No one's letting her do that again.
No. It's like, I wouldn't even let her restore my 5-year-old's watercolor painting.
No.
Like...
I want to revive, if we ever get the technology to just revive people, revive the person that painted the original and just let them see what she did.
I thought you were going to say revive Jesus.
Revive like, let him see that too.
Look what they did to you. I feel like, this, among several other things, you got shit to straighten out. Get out there.
Yeah.
Go get him, Tiger. He'd be crucified within a day. just by saying, I'm Jesus Christ, people would kill him.
It would... I don't know. If he live, it would depend on where he lives, I guess. I would hate to be like the reincarnation of Jesus in a place where they just didn't believe
wouldn't,
in Jesus.
Yeah, it wouldn't matter if he was in like the Middle East, Japan, fucking Texas.
You think if he got reincarnated in like somewhere where they just weren't about Jesus and they crucifixed him again, he was like, this shit again?
Yeah.
Like,
no, what I was thinking is like, what if he was like resurrected and like they just put him in like a psych ward? He's like, I'm Jesus, and they're like, me too.
That's the thing about it, where like no one would believe him.
Exactly, yeah. All right, now that we've gotten thoroughly into the subject of religion, how did we get there?
Get Out, some kind of, I don't know.
Yeah, okay.
We're talking about Get Out, and it was the art dealer. We were talking about art.
Yeah, okay.
But yeah, anyway, there was sum that up real quick. He was like, I like your eye. So like his whole thing was, I'm going to bid on you and mind transplant myself so I can have your eyes. And he ended up...
I love your eyes that I can't see.
Basically. And then the end of the movie was just, he fought his way out and killed the whole family, and he was free.
So it was basically the new Resident Evil movie.
It was...
Resident Evil game, excuse me.
I haven't played it all the way. Oh yeah, where they're just in a mansion trying to fight their way out.
It's just a family of crazy people. Yeah, something like that.
Mm-hmm. So 10 out of 10.
Yeah,
like low key, I did like the movie. Not low key, high key. Honestly, I like the movie.
Yeah,
yeah.
Your ethnic slang is confusing to me.
Right.
No,
It was gooder than a motherfucker. That's not even slang.
It's not. That's just bad English.
Yeah.
So yeah, no, I would like to see that movie. I've wanted to see that movie, but no. I mean, was it worth seeing? Now that I know the plot, is it worth seeing?
Now that I like to go back and watch movies just to catch stuff to where it's like, that ties into something later.
Okay, but you're not doing that with Begotten. You're not doing that with movies you didn't like that much.
If I just really wanted to sit down, that's what I was saying. If I wanted to sit down and like appreciate Begotten, it would be hard. But I could realistically sit down and be like, that symbolizes that. But I'd have to sit through Begotten. Yeah.
There's a downside, and the downside is having to watch that fucking movie.
Right. Like, you could sit through Get Out just because it's a regular movie. Begotten, someone was on something. Like, they had to... There's probably like a diehard Begotten fan.
Probably.
Out there.
I watched Schindler's List. I would never watch the movie again. If I
You said it was like 3 hours long.
It was, I mean, aside from just the time, like it could have been an hour long and had the same subject matter, and it still would have been completely emotionally draining.
Right.
It was mainly the like from the hour and a half mark to the 2.5 hour mark that was just like, oh my god.
The only movie I can't just sit down and watch because like it made me cry.
Cars 2.
Yeah. Golly.
No, what movie?
No, it was Cars 2.
Oh, was it?
I wish I knew enough about Cars 2 so I could like bullshit it, but like I can't.
When Mater got lost, I've never seen Cars 2. I just know that it is.
Like isn't Finding Dory basically the same thing as Finding Nemo? Just someone's lost in the ocean. I didn't see either. I saw Finding Nemo.
Yeah, it was similar. But let's not talk about fucking Disney movies.
Right. Anyway,
what movie? What movie made you?
It's an anime movie. It's called Grave of the Fireflies.
It's Digimon. No,
no.
Digimon.
No, but it was Grave of the Fireflies. It was like it was a movie set in like World War II, right after I don't know if it was Hiroshima or Nagasaki, whichever city it was based in that got bombed, but it was like the fallout from that. And it was like this dude's whole family got like obliterated or something, but like him and his little sister lived some kind of way. So like they went to live with his aunt, and like she was like so mad. It was like, you're freeloading off of us. That's what she said.
It's like, my family's dead, sorry.
She was like, you're freeloading off with us. Mana. No, but like they went to live in like this cave, and like it was just like radiation.
Like they ran away from home?
And okay. Like she didn't want them living with her because like he didn't have a job because he was just like a kid.
Why don't you get out and get a fucking job? Because I'm 8. I'm 8 years old.
She's like, at first I didn't like her, but like at the same time, her city got like bombed. She's dealing with stuff.
They're in the ass end of a war they just lost, and that's generally not economically viable.
Right. So like I can't get mad at her, but like it ends up with them living in like a cave, and like his sister just gets like sick, and it's like she was like
great fucking timing.
you ever see like a movie where it's like this character is obviously here, like nothing happened yet, but like something's gonna happen to you.
Yeah.
And it's just like I knew it, but just like they made her so likable, where it's just like I want nothing bad to happen to either of these people.
Because it felt like your little sister,
Right?
Rather than like this kid's little sister. Yeah.
And like, plus the movie begins with he's dead, so like nothing good happens. So like,
the movie opens and then it like flashes back to the story of how he died.
because this is like his spirit wandering, and it's like I know this is going to be a tough ride.
Yeah.
It's like how you went in knowing it was a Holocaust movie.
Yeah.
It's like it's not gonna be like the one happy Holocaust movie.
I mean, yeah. Again, it's no Hogan's Heroes.
Yeah. It's not fucking Mr. Bean.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Ernest Goes to Auschwitz.
But yeah, I get it. And like, it was a good movie, but like, I couldn't sit through it again.
No,
like, I don't want
it's just too emotionally draining.
Green Mile's almost that way, but like, part of me is not sad about it, knowing that like I'm a pussy if I can't sit through Green Mile.
I mean, I don't know. That movie's tough because it's just like an innocent man gets electrocuted. It's fucking lame.
I mean, that just happens though. Like, I live in Texas.
It does.
Like,
exactly.
I can't. I feel weird knowing like Rick Perry killed people. It's like I should be better with executions than I am.
No, yeah, that's a sad movie. Yeah. But I mean, I will say the one joke that I was able to crack that actually made me feel better after watching Schindler's List. I was like, my friends were like, "Well, what did you think of it?" Because I don't know if any of them have seen it. They just wanted to know what I thought of it. And I was like, "Well, it was really sad, but it was no Up."
You think that would have been the answer to the Holocaust if they just had like balloon houses?
Yeah. I mean, yeah, man. I mean, it was that movie was depressing, but it's not like it was like Up or anything. Up was hard.
I didn't see Up. I just know like his wife died.
Yeah, and right in the beginning.
I went in knowing. I know I was talking about it's an animated movie, but just like I can't give a fuck about Up. I don't know what it is. Like, it's like a movie either is something about me genetically where like I'm sad about this. It's like I can watch a sad movie and not feel anything. But when I do see something that affects me, it like affects me.
Yeah.
So I don't know what it is.
I don't know. I mean, it is an animated movie and they give you reasons to attach to the characters, but they don't give you time to attach to the characters. Because literally, they meet as kids right at the beginning. It sets the premise of like they love adventure and they want to go on an adventure together. And then you see them grow up and constantly they're like their opportunity to go on an adventure or a vacation, you know. You know, a lot of families have like that jar for Disneyland or whatever. They had that to go like travel the world. And then every time they would have the opportunity, like it would finally be full and they'd have the opportunity to go do it, something would happen. Like, he'd break his glasses or the fridge would give out or something like that and they'd have to break it open and fucking start over. So finally they were old. She takes a fall. Never mind the fact that she has a miscarriage and they can't have kids.
That's pretty deep.
Yeah, that was hard for kids. I went and I was like, Up sounds like a fun, like Up. It's just such a poppy movie title, you know? It's like, it's going to be a grand old time.
Right.
And the first 15 minutes are just tears because like first they fall in love, get married. Someone shoots a gun in a church. That's mighty exciting. Her family's full of rednecks, and like his family is just like really quiet, composed people. So on one side of the aisle, it's just like people just looking like just real grim.
It was like
real boring. And then on the other side of the aisle, it's her redneck family, and they're just shouting, and someone just fires a gun up into the roof.
I thought it was like the Charleston shooting.
No, wow. Jesus.
No. But...
Anyway, but then so she has a miscarriage and then she suffers a fall when they get older, and I guess she doesn't recover from that and she passes away. So it's a real lighthearted romp through their life, right?
Right.
Through their lives. And so yeah, that's basically what Up is at the beginning. And then he's a crotchety old man and he goes on an adventure without her like an asshole.
I only saw parts of the trailer where like I knew it was like the Boy Scout kid and the dog, so like I knew it would get over it.
Yeah.
So it's like,
well, I was about to say like basically what the movie taught me was as soon as you like rid yourself of any people you're tied to, you can do whatever you want.
Right.
That's the lesson it basically Well, so he assaults a construction worker at the beginning too, because like he like backs into his mailbox, which him and Ellie, his wife is yeah, his dead wife. I forgot the phrase. Late wife.
Yeah.
When his late wife, they like put up a mailbox. And then, like, they were painting a fence, and they, like, both grabbed onto the fence and, like, leaned into it on accident, and they both left a handprint. Mm-hmm. So, basically, one construction worker backs into it with some, like, heavy machinery and breaks it. Mm-hmm. And, like, he comes over, and he's like, oh, I can fix it. And the dude's just like, no, get away from it. And he hits him with his cane and, like, leaves a gash in his head, which was the first time I saw assault and blood in a Disney movie.
There was actual gash?
I mean, it wasn't, like... It wasn't fucking Logan or anything, but yeah, no, he had a little blood running down his head.
Okay.
It's not bad. It's kid friendly enough.
All right.
I mean, think about kids play Halo. Fuck it.
That's true.
I've talked to 12-year-olds on Gears of War. I'm not really worried about it.
I think we can like loosen up these G ratings a little bit.
Yeah, probably. I mean, I think that one's PG, so yeah, it was plenty fun. But
like I grew up in the South, and the only time I've been called the N-word is over Xbox Live.
Yeah, and me too. Anyway, so basically, he assaults somebody. The people who have wanted the land that his house sits on are like, okay, we're gonna bulldoze your house because, you know, we're gonna get you sent to a nursing home because you're unstable and old. Yeah. And so he attaches a shitload of balloons to his house and flies to Adventure Island or whatever. So that's Up.
I guess.
So that movie is really sad.
Okay.
Schindler's List is sad, but it's no Up.
All right. It's like, I was about to ask a dumb one, like, which one's sadder?
Up?
Which one gave you a harder time watching?
Schindler's List, because it was basically the first 15 minutes of Up for 3 hours.
Oh, okay. Alright.
I mean, you keep expecting something nice to happen and nothing nice ever happens. Mm. And then, like, at the end when I'm talking about Schindler's List, at the end of Up, when all the Jews are liberated...
The movie took a turn.
Yeah, it went hard in the last. The third act was really tough. But anyway, no. At the end of Schindler's List, when the Jews are all liberated and they're like, "Oh, the war's over," a Soviet like soldier comes up and says, "You were liberated," and they're like, "Well, where will we go?" Even then, it's like they've been liberated, but it's like, well, I wouldn't go east; they'll kill you there. Right. Wouldn't go west either. It's like, okay, I guess I'll just fucking sit here then.
Yeah.
But you know. Because if you're one person, you can slip in, make it, you know, you can fucking do what you need to do, a family of people. Like... But if you're going to be 1,300 fucking people, or 1,200 people, I believe it was, it's like, what?
You can't really...
You can't sneak in. People are going to start noticing some new faces about town, you know?
Yeah.
So, yeah, that was basically what that was.
What sucks is, like, I know it's...
Well, sorry. So, basically, even in the highest point of the movie, it was still really low. Mm-hmm. Like... Up gives you, like, it starts out high, goes low, goes high, and just stays that way. And, you know, there's ups and downs because that's what a plot is. Mm-hmm. But Schindler's List, it was like, it started low, stayed low, right. Got lower, stayed there for 2 hours, got a little higher, but not quite where it was in the beginning.
Right.
So it was an emotional roller coaster that was really boring.
That is something, like, I know it's up to me, but just, like, I don't know. I'm more into just, like, linguistics and, like, English now. Mm-hmm. But just, like, I wish I got more into World War II stuff. Just because there's so much media about it. Where, like, I'm missing out on just, like, a lot of, like, great classic things that, like...
Well, yeah, like, a lot of, like, classic war stories and things like that.
I was at the library at my school, and I was reading this one book called, like, Who Goes There? By, like, Henry de La Salle or something. Mm-hmm. It's, like, this espionage tale about this, like... English spy in Germany and everything. It's just like, it was just such a fascinating period of time.
Yeah. It was. Because, I mean, you can read about, like, Alan Turing and things like that, the Turing test, and, like, the beginnings of modern computing. And that's the time period when that shit was born. And then there's, like, modern day, like how... war, it was the last great war. Like, everything we've had since is basically skirmishes. Yeah. Like, we haven't had, like, a war since that was, like, uniform versus uniform.
I don't know if we're gonna have, like, another kind of... Because, like,
I don't want one. I'm not
Yeah,
saying
no,
I'm,
no,
not,
no.
I'm not saying I don't want any war. That fucking
I think like wars change because like war's typically between like two like super powerful nations or whatever, or like two almost kind of equal. Where like it's not just like a marauding. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So like any war like that now is like there's nukes.
It'd be the end of
now.
the world.
Like no one's gonna just lose a war.
Yeah, I think that's probably the reason that like World War II was the last great war like that. Mm-hmm. And by great, I just mean like big.
Yeah.
Because if it ever happened like that again, it would be the end of the world probably. Yeah. Because it's just like that the reason that was the last great war is because we fucking dropped bombs in 1945. Mm-hmm. You notice that after 1946, there wasn't really a whole lot going on. Like we had the Korean War, and we had we've had Iraq, Afghanistan, and all the just Middle Eastern turmoil we've had lately. Yeah. And we've had Vietnam, which was the very beginning of guerrilla warfare like that we've
like
had to fight against.
War that you can watch in your living room.
Yeah. Yeah. That was World War II is the last one of those. So, which is a good thing. I mean, we don't need to be, entire countries, massacring each other, but it still sucks that we have these one-sided wars where it's like, hey, we need to go here and take care of these people and just send people to die, but it has nothing to do with our soil. Like, But anyway, that's more politics. So so far we've just touched on everything you're not supposed to talk about ever.
Right.
So
which one of these things are less worse than the other?
Less worse. I'll be real. Up was less worse than Schindler's List. Schindler's List was
Up is probably less worse of all the things we've talked about.
Yeah, probably. Cars 2, man, was fucking. That was
a dark movie.
That was hard.
Yeah.
I don't know the plot of Cars 2. Do you? Just say no.
It's talking cars.
Yeah. What plot? Yeah. You artsy asshole.
I don't know. Someone really worked hard on that movie. Like, people worked on that movie.
Yeah.
And we're just shitting on it. Like, it's about nothing.
I mean, people worked on Begotten, too. I'm sure someone worked their fucking butt. Someone lost sleep over Begotten.
Like,
and not just the people who watched it.
We're both artists.
Sure.
Which makes me just, like, it reminds me that, like, I can work really hard on something.
And someone can just come along and hate it.
Someone's just like, what is this bullshit?
Yeah. Look at this moody asshole. Look at him fucking writing like it matters.
Right. Someone sat down and wrote Begotten and was like, yeah, and then they're going to do this, and this is going to mean this, and people are going to love it. And then we're just like, then like, God gets jerked off. What?
When he's dead? Yeah. No, I don't know. That movie is something else. So I don't think I don't think he wrote that one like, I'm going to get a fucking Grammy or whatever for this one.
Because the soundtrack was so good.
Oh, no. Yeah, the soundtrack was just dramatic strings the whole time. But no, it was just like, I'm going to win an Academy Award for this.
It was like purely, he did it for some artistic reason that I don't understand.
Which ironically, none of those movies ever really make it to being like Oscar or Academy Award worthy.
I think it's one of those movies where like he made it for whoever is going to end up finding it, they watch it. You know what I mean?
You want to know how I found that movie, by the way?
A GIF.
Does Santa leave GIFs under the tree?
You saw... I remember you saw like... You were talking to me in like chemistry class.
Yeah, it was like 4chan or like Reddit. I saw GIFs from like some horror thread somewhere on the internet about like scary things. Because I like to... I was fucked up as a kid. I would like to read scary stories in my room in the dark before I went to sleep. Because I didn't have any problems that gave me anxiety. So I was like, well, I need to get ready for the future. So I'm just going to go ahead and read scary stories before I go to sleep. Right. And, people would post GIFs from like the Poughkeepsie tapes or Begotten or Saw or scary movies, that were...
Oh, like gore threads.
No. Like, well, I mean, kind of. Mainly, what I would see would be like, it wasn't necessarily gore, but it was like malformation to the point where it's like almost the uncanny valley. It's like, this thing is humanoid, but it's not quite there. Or like, it's humanoid, but it's all like distended and, or it's like limbs are wrong. Like it how walks like a dog or something. Like the fucking...
Like when you have like one of those glitches on The Sims when your baby turns into like a
spider monster. Yeah, like that. But it what was I gonna say? Human centipede, stuff like that. Like just where it's like where it's just like something's wrong here. Like even just the way their legs are bent are bad. That's bad.
Just like unsettling.
This isn't great. Yeah, it is unsettling. Mm-hmm. Now a lot of the stuff I would see would be like stories and things like that, and I'd really latch onto those. Mm-hmm. But yeah, that was the one GIF I would see on those boards repeatedly where I was like, I need to know what this is from. And I think this is probably right around when Google started doing the reverse image search thing. So I was able to finally, because I'd seen it for years. I'd seen it like here or there, all over the place, all the time. Mm-hmm. And finally, I discovered that feature was on Google image search. And so I reverse searched it, found the movie, watched the first 15 minutes. And I was like, man, that's really fucked. I don't want to watch this by myself. So I brought you over after school one day and we watched it together. How romantic that was.
Yeah, it was our first date.
Yeah. I sure know how to. It was also our last.
Yeah.
I sure know how to pick them. Anyway. Begotten is a wreck. But that's how I found it. Anyway, I think we should probably call that a wrap, don't you think?
Sure.
All right. Well, thank you so much for listening. This has been the Less Worse podcast. I'm Jerry.
I'm a kid. Waiting for a handshake.
And he's an idiot.
Yep.
And we'll talk to you later. Bye.
Later.